have 30 questions in here. You want to sit here till tomorrow? No, definitely not. So, first question. I try to keep my answers as brief as possible. The first question, if in my next life, this is calligraphy, English calligraphy, in my next life I get to be born as an animal, what does it say about my karma? Let's take a look at the first part of the question. If I get to be born as an animal, it's right to put it that way. If it says, if God send me to become an animal, how can God send you to become an animal? Where are you going, whether you've been animal, you're a ghost, you're human again, is not determined by God. It's determined by yourself. By all the karma you created in the past, yesterday, the life before, the karma you're creating now. And you will die much later to the karma you're creating tomorrow. So you are the master of yourself. Nobody else. So you get to be born as an animal because of certain reasons, causes. You get to be born an animal, nothing to do with the decision of God. Nothing to do with the decision of Buddha. You are the creator yourself. As I always been giving an analogy, you are your own script writer of your own life script. How do you want to write your life script? You are the script writer. You are the actor. You are the director. You are the audience, because everybody is the audience. You want to write it the right way. You want to be a good script writer and act it out accordingly. You don't want to reincarnate as an animal because you're creating karma that you become an animal. So what happens if you wrote a bad script and that script contains what? Killing animals for food, brutalizing and killing animals for good reason, no good reason, killing animals for pleasure, killing animals for fur, killing animals for a lot of other reasons. Your cruelty, your atrocity involved. In your subconsciousness, for every action, every speech you've accumulated, you put that seed in your alaya consciousness. It is a latent energy. This kind of seed, if it's a bad seed, it will not sprout into a good apple. Bad seeds, bad apple, good seeds, good apple, because it's in the seed itself. So you always have accumulated senses of killing, atrocity, cruelty. This will pull you down to the realm that involves cruelty and atrocity, because birds of the same feather flock together. Animals kill each other, animals be killed. Animals kill for no good reason, they just kill each other for food, maybe, probably. So where does this karma say? Because you've been killing. Let me give you an example. In the lifetime of the Buddha, there was a butcher, a pig butcher by the name Chanta. And he'd been killing pigs all his life, brutally. He treated pigs as like a product he can sell. He can sell for money. And he didn't treat them well. Even when the pigs are alive, they didn't treat them well. Have you seen slaughterhouses where people inside the slaughterhouse's keeper, you know how they treat them? They hit them with iron stick, and they don't care about it because they release their anger on them. If you want the pigs to go the certain way into the burrow, and then the pigs don't go, they just hit them as much as they can. They even step on them, they hit them. This brutality is in their mind, and this Chanta was doing the same thing. And at the verge of death, his atrocity revealed into his action. He grunted like a pig, and he was on his knees, on his limbs, crawling around like a pig for 45 days, for more than a month, like madness. And he had to be confined in his own house because he was crawling even to the neighbors. in pain. It was like a pig. And he died later because of his atrocity, because that's the retribution for what he had done. This is not determined by God, not determined by the judge in hell. It's determined by his own latent energy. Whatever you do, you attract certain things that you have done. Birds of the same feather flock together. Like energy attracts like energy. Get to know good friends. If you get to know the bad guys, you become a bad guy yourself. If you get to know people, if you are a man and you get to know all this group of men that are womanizing, finally you will be womanizing. If you get to know friends who are greedy, who are always drinking, who are always on intoxicants, you'll be one of them. Same energy. And this sameness of energy applies not only to this life, to previous life, and to future life. That's only scientific. You all flock together like that. If I go on, I can't answer 30 questions. I think that's about it for this question. Next question. How to focus and drive away negative thoughts during meditation and otherwise? Well, to focus and drive away negative thoughts, you have senses. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your body. Your eyes see, your ears listen, your nose smell, your tongue taste, and your body touch. All these are your senses. You can forge your senses into weapons by which you destroy yourself, leading to sorrow, grief, and suffering. You can do that because you can misuse your eyes, your ears, your nose, your taste, your tongue in the wrong way. How do people misuse the tongue? They use their tongue in lying, scolding, cursing, and more deeply than that. That's just the surface. You misuse your tongue to what? To taste the delicacy of animal flesh. You want to taste lobsters, you want to taste animals just for that taste, for that minute that you're chewing it. And when that lobster's, the freshness you think of that the delicacy of that lobster's has gone down to your stomach, it becomes feces. You won't, if you vomit it out, nobody would taste it. You just want to satisfy that 4 or 5 inches of tongue, and you kill animals because of this temporary satisfaction. In other words, humans are in the process of satisfying their senses. They can use their sense as weapons by which to destroy themselves, leading to sorrow, suffering not only of yourself, of others. On the other hand, you can also use your senses, you can also fashion your senses as tools with which to better yourself, leading to peace, joy, and enlightenment. In other words, it's the same you. Depends on how you use it, which way you choose. You have a choice. A true and honest choice will lead to joy. A cruel and dishonest choice will lead to inferno. Which one you use? It's your choice. I'm glad that the vegetarian group is taking the right choice. You don't kill animals, right? Hopefully, right? You don't kill animals, you eat vegetables. You're in a healthy diet. But let me tell you, that's just passive. Have you been actively advocating saving animals? There are people who like that. There are people who only not only considering themselves, they consider actively how to save them. You can forge this hand to be a weapon. You can fashion this tool leading to happiness. Which one you choose? So you're talking about focusing on the negative thought. You are your own master. How do you want to do it? Why don't you come to a class of meditation? You got to put everything in the right perspective first. Put your mind under your control. Put your senses under your control.